Now, for a look at the significant moments in this case, I want to turn it back over to Marley Ginter, who's live in studio with a step of where we are today. Marley?
Here's a timeline of everything that's happened. Jessica's final transaction at her register was at 10:50 Friday night. That surveillance video showing the van was just minutes later, but the exact time, as we told you, isn't known because the timestamp is wrong. An officer was dispatched to the gas station at 11:16, right after that 911 call. Police first notified the media of a missing persons case at 3:12 Saturday afternoon, and then reclassified the case as an abduction at noon on Sunday. Sue?
Okay, Marley, thank you. And as Marley just mentioned, we wanted to know more tonight about why it took a little while for police to call this an abduction case. Danny Carlson is handling that angle of the story tonight. It was 36 hours, you know.
It was, and it might seem like a very long period of time now that it has been classified as an abduction, but we spoke to an expert today and she was telling us, you know, each department has their own policy for this type of thing, but 24, 48 hours, that's usually the rule of thumb that departments use before they classify it as something more than a missing person.
Okay.
They have some information they probably have not released to the public for obvious reasons.
Cooley Law professor Tanya Kraus-Phelan is basing that opinion on nearly 20 years of practicing criminal law, saying when it comes to a missing adult, as opposed to a child or someone with special needs, for example, police have to first entertain the idea that adult may have left on her own or have something that shows she likely didn't.
They're going to have some evidence that something happened out of the ordinary, that she didn't leave the gas station of her own free will, that they were able to so quickly classify it as an abduction as opposed to just a missing person.
And what about that lag time between when Heeringa disappeared and when police classified that disappearance as an abduction? Kraus-Phelan says while there may be evidence that children who disappear are more likely to be in danger after a set period of hours, it's different with adults and harder to pin down an exact time frame since some adults may leave on their own.
It's much more difficult to quantify that with adults because there are a host of reasons why an adult may be unaccounted for a certain period of time, and some of that may be a self-selection timeout, if you will. So there's not necessarily a correlation we can draw from that.
And studies show, research shows, when children go missing, the first 3 hours are the most crucial, but there isn't that hard and fast rule of thumb for adults, because adult missing person cases just are so different.
Yeah, they vary. I know when I was talking to the chief earlier today, it seemed like they had this pivotal moment when they decided to call this an abduction case.
And that's what it seemed like when we were talking to the expert today about this particular case. She was saying that it appears that the police have some evidence, parts of the investigation, that they're playing pretty close to the vest, understandably so, but right. It was when that they got the evidence and they processed the evidence, that's when they said, hey, this is an abduction.
Yeah, okay. Danny, thank you.